Hey everybody, it's Sunday and we are outside. I've got special guest Debbie with me. Everybody say hi to Debbie. Nobody's here yet. I'm just going to go ahead and say that hopefully our connection is going to keep up. Oh, we have two people all of a sudden. But hopefully our connection is going to keep up because we're here at the campground at Disney. We are at Fort Wilderness. Hey, Pat. But everybody say hey to, and hey, Lacey. Everybody say hey to Debbie.
Hi.
She's going to be our, she's going to be our guest. Our guest tonight. Hey Sheila, and Suzanne joined us. Hey Betty, Betty's here. And Betty, you got your cards, right? I noticed that the last batch everybody seemed to get them in the last day or two. Hey Nancy and hey Andrea. Hey Cheryl. Cheryl, we were talking about you earlier, so hey. So we are here live from Walt Disney World. Technically, we're at the campground at Fort Wilderness, and we are freezing to death. So in case you can't tell, I've got on, and this will be a source of debate. So you have on how many pairs of pants? Two?
Two.
Okay, Debbie has on 2 pairs of pants, and she's got on a jacket. Hey Marla, hey Mary, hey Lisa, and hey Nancy. And yes, okay, Betty got hers. Okay, and that's so funny. So Nancy just said, love your Christmas tree. My husband strategically placed that because that is his, that's his Christmas ladder. So, hey Jennifer, hey Kim, and hey Melissa. Hey Tedders. Oh, and Tedders got her cards too. Good, good, good. Hey Sybil. So my husband strategically placed that so that it would be there during the chat. So yeah, he's hilarious. Hey Shirley, hey Kim, and hey Shanna. So Shanna, did it snow where you live? Because I know it snowed in Texas. And and Carla says sorry. She says sorry that we're cold. But we'll make it. So here's a source of debate. What is this that's on my head? So from where I'm from, we call this a toboggan. And I've had people making fun of me because they say it's not a toboggan, that a toboggan is a sled. Yeah, and Joyce is in Sarasota and it's freezing. Yeah, I know, it's freezing down here. Hey Sandra, hey Robin, hey Bobby, hey Amber, hey Lisa. Okay, so I'm gonna say
today.
It was much nicer today. So I'm gonna say that, and hey there's Allison. Yeah, I've been looking for Allison, and hey Lisa, and hey Tammy. So I'm gonna have to stop saying hey to everybody here soon because we'll never get done. So I have to say that we also had another little event here, and thanks Tedders, I'll tell John what you said about the ladder, but so yeah, we've got a little experiment going on here. John got me a can cooker, and I'm going to turn this around a little bit so y'all can see it. Okay, so that is a can cooker, and it is for cooking on a campfire, but I don't know whether or not we have skills. Hey Brenda, I don't know whether or not we have skills to do this. So we'll find out later if there's actually any food there. And hey Casey just got home. And Christine, okay, yeah, Melissa says she calls it a toboggan as well, but she's from Tennessee. So yeah. And hey Stephanie. Suzanne, what does that even say? What's a toque? T-O-Q-U-E? Okay. Anyway, hey Kim, hey Carol. Okay, so we're going to start talking. I want to know, yeah, and Lacey loves the ladder too. So I want to know how many of you all attended a meeting this week? So how many people attended a meeting this week? Oh wait, I forgot to do my housekeeping. This is a live chat on December the 10th. So this is Sunday, December the 10th, and it's a live chat. So if you're watching this with us right now, you are live. And so I'll be talking to people. I'll be answering your questions live, and thank you for all the thumbs ups and the hearts. And I guess that's for the attended a meeting. Sorry. But if you are watching this later on YouTube or on Facebook, this was live, so I'll be talking to people. You can watch this later here on Facebook. I will not be able to post it to YouTube tonight because I don't have my computer with me, so I'll have to post that later. But if you want to watch it later on YouTube, when I do get it posted, it's just youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. And when we're driving home from Disney on Sunday, then we will, I'll get it posted on the blog as well, because this is going to be a lot of important information that I know y'all are going to want to go back later and read and maybe be able to print out. And I'm so sorry that I'm not saying hi to all the new people that are coming on, but we got to get started, or you all know me. We're never going to get done. So back to the original question. How many of you attended a meeting this week and actually started on Freestyle? So if you went to a meeting, let me see a thumbs up. And it looks like several of you all have already chimed in. and to let me know. Let's see. Oh goodness, Jennifer commutes 132 miles a day. What on earth? Anyway, okay, so lots of thumbs ups. So you people watching this later on YouTube, I know y'all can't see this, but there are lots of thumbs ups. And Betty went to a meeting, the first one as a guest, and then she may go back because she enjoyed it. So I told you all, if you attended a meeting, you may actually like it. You may actually like it. Okay, so the people that attended a meeting, I'm assuming that you all have all switched over to Freestyle, even if your meeting was just yesterday. But the people who attended a meeting, if you loved Freestyle, or if you loved it, if you think it's going to be great, looked like it was going to be easy for you, then let's see some hearts. So, and I'm sorry, I'm holding my phone with my other hand. So, and I keep letting John's. Oh, okay, wait. Debbie's doing hearts. Okay, so she's doing hearts because she likes Freestyle. So, okay, how many of you all are loving Freestyle? Hearts, 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 hearts. That's a ton. Can you see all those? Okay, yep. So that's a ton of hearts. Now, if you didn't like Freestyle, or you don't think you're going to like it this first week, please don't do a frowny face or an angry face, because if Sally's on here somewhere, she's going to get you. So I want you to listen. So the people that already started Freestyle and you loved it, you all have already asked a lot of great questions and given a lot of great answers, and thank you very much for helping each other in the group. I've seen a ton, even though we've been here on vacation. I've tried to sneak in and check on y'all a little bit, but I've seen a ton of good comments about Freestyle, and I love that you all are helping each other too. And Cheryl says she went to 2 meetings last week and she didn't think she was going to like it, but she loved it. Yeah. So Cheryl, tell everybody what you loved about it. I'll tell y'all what I loved about it in a few minutes. But okay, and I see that several of you were online only. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes too. So the first things I want to do tonight, before we actually get into the middle of, okay, and Sybil's going to step in for Sally. So if anybody gives a frowny face or an angry face, she's gonna knock you on the head, so you don't want that to happen. So the first thing I want to do, though, before we get into the meat of this, is I want to thank Debbie for being here. Aww. That was so sweet of her to brave the cold. So would you like to say anything? Anything special?
Just kind of caught me off guard.
I know.
It's just really nice to be here and meet you and be a part of the chat tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, bless her heart, she's going to go back home and call all of her friends and go, I don't know why I went. This is crazy. We're sitting outside in the freezing cold and she hasn't fed me yet. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'd like to thank her. I would also like to thank my husband, John, who, again, set up the tree for you all. And I know you can't see the rest of it, but we have in front of us, if we weren't doing the chat, then we would be able to see it. He got a spinny thing, whatever, that puts Mickey heads all over the camper and in the trees above us, and this little sparkle light show thing. But I would like to thank my husband for letting me take over a half a day out of our week vacation, so that we could still have our chat tonight. So, thank you to both of you all. Also, I wanted to mention that we are having a giveaway, 2 giveaways tonight for people who have joined the chat. And the first one is, and we'll have to go back and count them. I can't count them while I'm talking to you all at the same time. But since this is our 50th chat, and I can't believe that, so it's crazy. It's literally crazy. So I was gonna do the chat one, maybe 2 times, because I thought it would be fun, and it's actually ended up kind of being addictive. And so this is our 50th, 50. So I'll have to go back and count these later, but the very first winner is going to be whoever posts the 50th comment. So if y'all can quickly count them, like if you're number 48 or 49, you might want to comment quickly so that you have a chance to be the 50th commenter. But yeah, number 50 is going to win something. And then also, if you do comment anything, doesn't matter what it is, if you ask a question or if you just, make some comment, a nice comment, something nice, then I'm going to randomly draw a name from everybody who commented, and you'll also receive a prize, a giveaway. So what the giveaway is going to be, I've racked my brain trying to come up with things, and I was like, well, not everybody has a Trader Joe's, not everybody has an Aldi, not everybody has a Costco. So what I decided is I'm ordering each of the winners a gift basket, and it's not going to come as a basket because I know they'll send it from separate places, but from Amazon, of things that I love and things that I use, every day on my Weight Watchers adventure, but that a lot of y'all have trouble finding. So it's going to have things like the Tootsie Roll hot cocos in it. It's going to have, and they come in like 5 different flavors. It's going to have the Bragg nutritional yeast. It's going to have fluff, for those of you, real fluff, not jet puff, real. And the jet puff people are going to come get me, but anyway, real fluff, because I know some of you all have trouble finding it. But anyway, so it's going to be a really neat really neat collection. So okay, yeah, and Kim says she thinks we're already past 50 posts, and somebody, I think it was Lynn, asked how cold it was. Any idea how cold?
I think it's
cold.
in the 30s.
It's in the 30s. Yeah, it's in the 30s, and we're sitting outside doing this chat. So it's just for you all.
For a Floridian, it was cold.
Yeah. Well, so Debbie said for a Floridian, it's cold. I'm going to tell you for a Knoxvillian, for a Tennessean, it's also cold too. Okay, so let's jump right in. So Freestyle. We started Freestyle last week. I actually cheated and went to a meeting 2 days early so that I could go ahead and get the information so I could start getting ready, and so that I could start getting, this ready for you all. So my first weekend, I lost 2.8 pounds. Okay, it's been a long time since I've lost weight, lost a lot of weight on, oh yeah, and somebody said to put some Dax in the basket. I can do that. But it's been a long time since I've had a large weight loss, because I've been at or near goal for the last 3 years. And so, anyway, it's been a while. So this was a surprise, a nice change. I personally am loving the food choices. It's funny because it's all things that my mom was feeding me, and when she was still able to cook for me, I was having some really good success, because she was feeding me a lot of these things that are now 0 smart points. My rings are fitting better. They're spinning around on my fingers. And now, with it being cold too, that's just, that's extra. My Fitbit is loose. I would show it to you, but it's all bundled up. It's all bundled up because I also have on two pairs of leggings. I have on boots. And I'm on boots in Florida. Yeah, I never thought that would happen. And I think I have on two shirts and a scarf, and yeah, anyway, so I won't show you my Fitbit. My tummy's feeling great. I don't think I've got nearly as much bloating. I know that's too much information, but really, I don't think I have. And it's been easy to follow. So really, I just kind of said, okay, what would Nana, what would Nana have made for me? And those are the things that I've been getting. I'm super, super excited that beans are back in my diet. I love beans, and I love them in a lot of different ways. And I'm super happy that they're back in my, back in my plan now. So what is Freestyle? That's probably, this chat is going to be all about Freestyle, and all of the questions that I've been getting about Freestyle. So, and I know you all are talking, and I can see there's a whole lot of comments going up, but I'm going to keep talking. I will try to glance at them and answer them as they come up. But, and so I forgot to thank Casey. Thank you to Casey, because her and Alan are back home in Tennessee, and they kept Dusty. So John and I are here unattended. We're here unsupervised. Anyway, so what is Freestyle? In my opinion, Freestyle is a combination of all the best things about Smart Points and about Simply Filling. So I wasn't a great success on Simply Filling just because I couldn't, I have no full meter. I don't know when I'm full. And there were things about Simply Filling that were dangerous for me, like whole wheat pastas and brown rice and things like that. And I couldn't be left alone with them. So, but I think it's the best parts of Smart Points and, Simply Filling, a combination of the two of those. But it's, okay. How about now? Am I back? Am I back now? And Betty says, hey, where did everybody go? I'm in the dark. Okay, so yeah. So there's some thumbs ups. Okay, so thank you for being patient with that. So thank you for being patient. Yeah, you gotta love Sprint, and you gotta love the campground Wi-Fi. Anyway, so hopefully we'll stay, on this time. Okay, anyway, if not, we will keep going, and then you can just watch it later on YouTube, or when I post it here on Facebook. But I would love to be able to do this live. So I'll just keep talking. So anyway, it's still your choice. So it's still your choice to use your daily points budget however you want to. And trust me, I've been coming up with some interesting things on how I'm using mine. I mean, it is a focus on healthy eating, so that's why I say that it's similar to Simply Feeling, because it is to help you, focus on some things that are some more food. And Sybil saw an angry face. So Sybil, I have a feeling that it was an angry face because it wasn't, working, because it was buffering. But so I'll forgive you all this time, Okay, let's see. Now there are over 200 foods that are 0 points, and so that's pretty exciting. So I had mentioned in something else that it was 200 new foods. It's not 200 new foods, but it's just 200 that are over 200 foods that are 0 points now. Nothing went up in points, so a lot of things went, several things went to 0 points, but nothing went up, and the Smart Points still calculate the same. So that was a good thing. So they kept all the best things about Smart Points and then just added, the 0 point foods. The people who have been on it, the beta group, they showed better losses. And I've seen comments of people that have had way better losses, so far just on their first week. So the beta group, they lost an average of 15% more than people who had been just following the regular Smart Points program. 90% of the people that were in the beta group decided to stay. They were given a choice. They could either go back to Fit Points they could go back to Smart Points after the program was over, after it was over, or they could stay on the new Freestyle. And over 90% of them decided that they wanted to stay on the new program. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I don't like tofu. Have you had tofu? Or are you just saying that you don't like tofu? Because you need to come eat my tofu, which is Nana's tofu, and I promise you'll like it. And you don't have to eat tofu. That doesn't mean you have to eat it. That's just a new 0 point, new 0 point food. But anyway, I'm hearing huge losses. Mine was 2.8 in the first week. How long have you been on it, Debbie?
Just a week.
Okay,
I haven't had a weigh-in yet.
Yeah, Debbie's been on it, and this is her first week too, but she hasn't had a weigh-in yet. But I've been hearing some huge losses from people, and I've also heard of several people that were on a plateau, and they had been on a plateau and had been waiting, waiting for some for a weight loss to kick in, and they are seeing weight losses again. So that's, so that's exciting. So yeah, Cheryl says first weekend, she's, had a 1.4 pound loss. So that's awesome. Okay. So that's Freestyle. Freestyle is an addition of, some 0 point foods that are, geared towards healthier eating. So the questions that I've been getting, and I hope y'all can still hear me because I had to switch hands. This hand is frozen, is like absolutely frozen, and I'm hoping that my glove is not covering up the speaker. But anyway, so these are the questions that I've been getting, and please ask me some more. I'm actually looking at your comments now while I'm doing these questions, so I will attempt to answer questions live while I'm doing this. So and Nancy says she gained 6 pounds from her Disneyland trip, which is hopefully much warmer than Disney World is right now. And in 4 days, she's already lost 4 pounds. That's awesome. That is awesome. And y'all, hey, so remember, the more you comment, the more times that your name's going to go in for this, the second winner, the drawing I'm going to have. So go ahead and post what your weight losses are this first week on Freestyle, and let's see how that's going. So I'm going to get right into the questions, and y'all feel free to ask some, even if I can't see it or if it pops up too fast and I miss it. Then I will, I promise I will go back later and look at it. And Jennifer says, do you have to drain and rinse the canned beans? You do not have to. You don't have to for them to be 0 points, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, your belly will be happier with you if you do. because what the part of that that you rinse and drain from the beans, that's the part that usually makes people's tummies upset. So you know, if you're going to have an issue with that. So lots of good weight losses going up. I can see that happening. But the very first question I got is where can I get more information? So, and Andrea wants to know, Kelly, are you tracking the 0 point foods? Yes, I am. And we'll talk about that again in just a few minutes. But yes, I am tracking that. And I'll tell you why I'm tracking that in a few minutes. But where can I get more information? That was the very first question that I got. And Sybil, believe it or not, I'm going to answer that Bob's Red Mill question here in just a few minutes too. But go to a meeting. And y'all know I keep saying that. I'm not a Weight Watchers leader. I don't get paid by Weight Watchers. They are not sending me a commission check for asking you all to go to meetings. I'm just telling you, if you have an opportunity, go to a meeting. If you have a chance to. If you go to a meeting, you can request, and I know there's been a handful of people that have had some trouble getting into a meeting, but for the most part, I'm telling you, Weight Watchers policy is that you can go and you can check in and you can go to one meeting free, and that should be meetings that are owned by Weight Watchers International, and it should be meetings that are franchised. And actually Melissa is on here, and she actually may be able to help answer some of these questions. She was in the beta group, and she's a Weight Watchers ambassador. So Melissa, feel free to chime in and help me with these anytime, just at any time. But meetings are a great place to get more information. We have the books that we got at the meetings, and I'm going to try not to drop my notes while I pick the books up. Thank you. Oh, it's so nice to have extra hands here. But the books that we got at the meeting, some of those you have to ask for, like the pocket guide. I will say they were a little bit stingy with the pocket guides, but I asked and I got one, and you asked, Debbie asked, and she got one. She was able to get one too. You don't really need it, but it is nice because it's got the things in it that are, oh, and look, now you can, because I turned the phone, you can see the lights. So there's John's Mickey head, lights. But these have, this book, everything that's 0 points it's blue and bold. And Betsy's saying, will they give us the booklets? You should be able to get the booklets, but I'll tell you where else you can get this in a few minutes. But remember, we have the Introducing Freestyle. That was part of it, but the books are a great place if you can, thank you, if you can get a copy of it. But all of that is also online. So if you are, if you're an online only member, or if you are a meeting member and you have eTools, you can get all of this information, everything that's in the books, you can get it online. So if you go on your WeightWatchers.com and log in, or if you're, if you have eTools and you're using your phone, either Android or Apple, and you're using your phone, I promise there is a section that you can go to, and it says like, welcome to Freestyle, and I can't show you because I'm on my phone, but it says like welcome to Freestyle or introducing Freestyle or something like that. And there's people driving by and golf carts decorated for Christmas. So if we stop and say hey to people over here, it's people driving around in their golf carts. But anyway, so you can get all of that online, and you can get the 200 item list is also online. When you go to that section on your phone, when you go to the, the more information, and it says, and it lists what a few of the new 0 point foods, and it also says, and it has like a hyperlink. It's in bold, and it says the 200 point list. And when you touch that, it'll actually open up the list of 200 foods. So that's a great place to get the information. It's all available. And Mary says, yeah, everything I got at the meeting is available on the app. She's exactly right. It's all available on the app. So the online materials are the same as the books. They're just not printed, and I know a lot of people, like I do too, like to flip through a book. But I promise it's all online. And Robin reminds us that the tutorials are on there. You can watch the tutorials. And Weight Watchers also they've opened an Instagram just for this. They've got a lot of good, information on social media. So I think that's, a great place. And they have the online coaching. So again, if you're an online member or if you've got eTools, they do have online coaching, and you can, you can go there. And somebody, and I'm sorry I just missed who asked it, just asked if I'm using all of my points. And it's funny because now that we've switched to the new program, I'm having trouble getting my points in. Of course, not this week because we're at Disney, but today though I ate a Mediterranean salad at, what's it called? The commissary?
ABC Commissary.
At the ABC So I'll show Debbie while she's talking.
ABC Commissary.
Yes, at the ABC Commissary, I had a salad with grilled chicken. It was like a Mediterranean salad, and it was like 10 points. So that was really nice. Okay, then the next question.
But because your points have decreased, to get the blue dot, you only have to use up to 13 points a day. 13 to whatever your...
Yeah, so Debbie was just reminding to get a blue dot. You know how a blue dot, you used to have to stay within 7 under and 7 over. Now you only have to eat 13.
I think it's
13. It's like 13 points to get your blue dot. Okay, and Betsy's asking about the rollover. We're going to talk, I actually have that here, and we're going to talk about the rollover here in just a minute. The next question I had that I was getting a lot was what foods got added to the 0 point list. So again, there's a pocket guide. If you go to a meeting and ask them for a pocket guide, all of the new 0 point foods are listed there, and they're in blue. There's a 200 item list on Weight Watchers on the website. If you log into weightwatchers.com, or if you're on your phone on the app, you can get the 200 item list there. I'll post it on my blog, but it won't be till we get home, because remember, I've already asked hubby to spend half of today not doing vacation-y things, so I'll be posting that when I get back. But a few of the things, chicken and turkey breast are on the list, and that is chicken and turkey breast, with nothing on them. And if you get ground, it has to be 99% fat-free or more. I don't know how it would be more than 99% fat-free. But anyway, that has to be on there for it to be 0, and it can't have skin. So it's skinless chicken breast, skinless turkey breast. Just the breast. So I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, chicken's free now. No, chicken is not free. Chicken in general is not 0 points. It has to be chicken breast, skinless chicken breast, or turkey breast, or 99% fat-free. Tofu is on the list. So all of you people who are scared of tofu, just try it. Just one time for me, please. And I just posted a video of how easy it is to make. So yeah, tofu is 0 points now. But tempura is not. So I've got to find out about that. I don't understand why, other than it's more calories, but it's also more protein and more fiber. So I don't know why it's not 0 points, but that was a great question, and I'll be sure and find that out and let you all know. Beans, lentils, peas, and corn. And I'm super excited about corn, because that means that my candy corn recipe is going to go to 0 smart points. 0 smart points. And I'm super excited about that. Eggs. Hello. Eggs. So, now, if you have an egg, you have hope. If you have an egg, you have hope, and you have hope for 0 points, for 0 smart points. So super pumped about that one. Non-fat, plain, no sugar added yogurt. So that's a mouthful. Non-fat, plain, no, I'm sorry, tempeh. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Sorry. Yes, tempeh. Okay. It's like 30 something degrees out here. I'm freezing. I don't even know what I said about tofu. But anyway, I said tempura. Sorry. Sorry. Tempeh. Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Tempeh.
I know. Yeah, I know. And Christine's now saying tempura is the coating and fried in oil. I know. Sorry. Tempeh. I know. I'm cold. Cut me some slack here. I can't even feel the hand that's holding the phone. But anyway, so non-fat, plain, no sugar added yogurt. So I know a lot of people have had trouble finding that, but trust me, it's out there. It's just plain yogurt. And we'll talk about those in a few minutes too. All forms of fish, so shellfish, fish, all forms of fish. People have been saying, what about farm raised or wild, or different kinds of fish, whatever. It's all fish. Yes, but not breaded. Yeah, so just the fish part of it. But yes, shrimp counts. I mean, and y'all know we talked about shrimp in a chat a couple of weeks ago about cholesterol. We talked about that. And I had said earlier that I would post the 200 item list on my blog. So because my brain is frozen, I forgot to say that is www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So you'll have to go there to get that later. Okay, but I'm so sorry, ladies. So sorry, ladies. It does not include avocados. They did not go down. Does not include potatoes or sweet potatoes. Those were things as soon as they said in that first meeting that we went to, all fruits and vegetables. And I was like, oh, don't say that. Don't say that, because people are going to think avocados and potatoes are, and they're not. Okay. Then the next question I had, and thank you for posting that, Casey. The next question I had was, what makes a food free? And Cheryl already said it just a second ago, but I just want to remind you all, no food is free. These foods are zero smart points. 0 smart points now. But they're not free. Free would be like water. I guess water would be something that would be free. But anyway, they're not free. They're just 0 smart points. And then right behind that, the question was, and is it really unlimited? Okay, so again, they're not free. They're just 0. Oh, and Lynn says parsnips are not 0. Did you know that? Mm-mm. I don't know that I've ever had a parsnip, but I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that, Lynn. So they are not free. They're 0. And yes, the 0 point foods really are unlimited, but you're supposed to stop eating them when you feel satisfied, not when you feel stuffed. So I had a little concern about that, because
I think the objective is to eat a normal serving.
Yeah. Yes. So Debbie says the objective is to eat a normal serving, and I would agree with that. And you can eat to the point of not full, satisfied, but not to the point of, being stuffed. So, and Betsy's asking about a rutabaga. I don't know. Now y'all have got me curious about specific vegetables or tubers, I guess those would be. But to not eat until you're absolutely stuffed. And I've got to say, on this program, like, my full meter has been broken for a long time. It's been broken for a really long time. But on Freestyle so far, I've been full. Like, I've been satisfied. Like, I haven't just felt the need to just graze until I, could explode. But our leader Gwen, our faithful leader Gwen, she made a great analogy for which things are considered 0 versus, like how they got chosen. So chicken breast is now 0 smart points, and it has the caloric equivalent of a Twinkie. So I could eat 6 Twinkies. Anybody could sit down and eat 6 Twinkies. But you're probably not going to sit down and eat 6 chicken breasts. So yes, it's unlimited. And within reason. So like for beans, for me, I'm still serving myself out a half of a cup of beans, just like I would have anyway, and I'm still counting it. And then if I'm still hungry later, then I'll get another serving of beans. That does not mean that I'm putting 2 cups of beans, on my plate at one time. I start with what would be a normal serving, which is a half a cup, and then if I'm still hungry, I go back for some more. So I think that's reasonable. We don't need to go crazy, on this. We don't need to go berserk. Let's see. Do I have to track? So already just in this chat, we've had that question several times. Hey, Mary. So already in this chat, we've had that question several times. Do I have to track? Okay, you don't have to. So part of the program is that these 0 point foods that you don't have to count them. I will just tell you, I'm still going to count or track. I'm still going to track all of my food, even if it's 0 points. I'm going to do that because, again, I can get out of control really fast. I need to stay accountable to myself. I need to see how I did. Like if I had a great week, I want to see, what I ate that week that was, that went well. If I don't have such a great week, I want to see, what happened. Was I staying within my points and still using a lot of zeros, but was I maybe eating out a lot? We've been talking a lot about sodium tonight. Debbie and I have been talking about sodium and how much weight that can make you gain. how much, medications can. I mean, it's crazy. You can pack on, 10 pounds. Okay, look, I'm doing frozen air quotes, but you can pack on, like 10 pounds of water weight, just, by making some, choices that are not, great for you. So I try to stay away from sodium. I know Debbie does too. I can pack on some weight with some sodium. But anyway, so I'm going to keep tracking just so that I'm accountable to myself. I know when I have a great week, I can go back to it and say, hey, that first week on Freestyle, I lost 1.8 pounds. What did I eat that week? Like when we get back from Disney, I'm going to need a repeat of that. I'll need to go back and, be able to check it. And also, I talked about not having a full meter. So I think, tracking it is going to keep me more aware of, if I'm starting to eat, even though there's zero, if I'm starting to just, gorge myself on it, because I have a tendency to do that. I'm an open bag is an empty bag, kind of girl. So I'm going to do that to keep myself accountable. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see, then the next question I got, and I've been getting this one a lot, is everything updated? Are all of the foods updated to the new Freestyle Smart Points? The things that are now zero, are they all updated on the Weight Watchers app? Okay, I need to remind you all, I know Weight Watchers is a big company, and I know they pay a lot of people to do things like this, but, and I think Debbie will agree as an IT person, that you can never, ever, ever have enough support staff for something of this magnitude. I mean, this is huge, it's absolutely huge. And I'm sure, if there were a gazillion choices of things to update, that there were a gazillion and one that needed to be updated. There will always be that one something out there that is, that escapes somebody, because you'll need to, keep in mind, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of things that they have to update. So if they're updating, let's just say chicken soup, for example. So if they're updating chicken soup, they've got Campbell's chicken soup, they've got Progresso chicken soup, they've got every single grocery store on the planet now has their own chicken soup. They have somebody who has to sit and go, or multiple somebodies that have to go through all these things and find all the possible variations of something and every brand name that there is, and off-brand and whatever, and make sure that all of those get updated. So
it's very possible that the ones that they updated are the ones that they created themselves, that Weight Watchers created themselves. The things that we have added into the database, they may not be updating those, or may be updating those later.
Sure. Okay, so the things that we have added, so things that other Weight Watchers members have added to that list, Debbie's exactly right. A lot of those things, they may not have gone back yet and been able to, update them. So I know that thousands of things have been updated, but they've got to look at, again, every single brand. They've got to look, at all those things and get all of those in. So please be patient with them. I do know that they are still working on, the eating out things. They've updated, a lot of them, but they're still working on those. But again, there's, a ton of things. So if it's not already updated, again, please be patient, ask. A lot of people have been asking in our group, hey, such and such hasn't updated yet. How many points is it? And we can probably break it down and figure out how many it is. Okay. Then why didn't my, and a lot of people were saying, or chiming in and saying that their recipes have already updated themselves from within the Weight Watchers app. So that's awesome, because it's so it has, you've built your recipe, and I'm serious, my fingers are frozen. But anyway, you have built your recipe in the recipe builder, and so it should automatically go ahead, and change that. But yes, Judy says there's still a lot of discrepancies, and there are, but again, it's always going to be a work in progress. And again, every time you think, oh, that's it, I've got everything updated, you find something else that you didn't update. Okay, so why didn't my items scan less smart points if it's, something with less smart points? So I know that there was a question earlier about the Bob's Red Mill, the bean mix. There's been a whole lot of questions about bean mixes or pre-prepared beans or beans that are in cans or things. If it's not just purely beans, so beans are 0 points now. But if it's not literally just beans, like if it has any other kind of seasoning on it that has like, some of them have sugar in them, some of them have different, just additives, just different things added to them. That's part of their seasoning, thing. Or a lot of them have little seasoning packets with them. If you can find out what's in it, if you can find out what's actually in the seasoning, that's going to answer, a lot of questions about why they might have points instead of being 0. But remember, so it's beans, just beans that are 0. That doesn't mean that's not beans cooked with a ham hock. That's not. And from those of you in the South, you'll know what a ham hock is. Some of y'all may not. The ones of you that don't think that I'm wearing a toboggan, you may or may not know what ham hocks are. But yeah, so Betty says like chili beans. So we had a ton of people this week that said that their chili beans still had points. Well, their chili beans had other seasonings in them. They weren't just beans. So that's why. And this is hilarious. There's like, I'm not kidding, there's probably 20 of you all talking about frozen grapes in the sugar-free Jell-O. I don't even know how that got started, but I've seen like bloop, 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 bloop. People aren't asking questions. They're just going tick, 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 tick about the, is it because they're 0? I don't know. Okay. Then the question was dried fruits. So fruits and some foods like chickpeas and things that are, that now the whole food is 0 smart points. Why is the dried version not, Barbara says it's a stocking cap. A stocking cap is something you sleep in, although it's cold enough I may be sleeping in this tonight. But yeah, but so the dried version, because then it becomes what they consider it could be a high abuse food, and because it's had some of the way your body processes it with the liquid being taken out of it, then then they have points. So yeah, sorry about that. But if it becomes an abuse food, like some things you wouldn't just you wouldn't just open a can of chickpeas and sit there and eat them with a spoon, but some baked chickpeas or something dried, when you've dried all the all the liquid out of them, then you could, it could be an abuse food because you just sit and pop them and eat them. I know I would. Okay, so why is an egg 0, but the app says a fried egg is 1? And this was a question somebody actually posted today. Why is an egg 0, but the app says a fried egg is 1? I use nonstick spray and no butter. Okay, the app, when the app says fried egg, it thinks you mean a fried egg. So the app has yeah, exactly. Debbie said with oil. So the app has no way of knowing that you, and Tedder says this is a toboggan. Yeah, she knows. So she is correct. Okay, so the app has to assume that if you're frying an egg, that you're adding some form of oil or butter or something like that to it. It has no idea that you're using nonstick spray. So a regular egg, just an egg, is 72 calories, 4.8 grams of fat, and 1.6 grams of saturated fat. The app thinks a fried egg, because it thinks you've prepared it in something, is 90 calories, 6.9 grams of fat, and 1.9 grams of saturated fat. So just pick egg. Oh, and it's funny. Okay, Cheryl literally just said, so just click on egg. Yeah, she's exactly right. If you prepared it, you prepared it without any extra anything, just click on egg. You don't have to be so specific. And I'm laughing because I'm going to sidetrack for just a second because I haven't sidetracked tonight. Everybody's saying a toboggan is a sled, a toboggan is a sled. So we went on a whale watching trip in Maine, and my husband wanted one of these. And he went inside of the whale watching boat and asked for a toboggan. And the guy turned around and he was pointing at stuff on the wall. And John was like, a toboggan. And he's pointing at stuff on the wall. And John was like, oh my gosh, a toboggan right there, that red toboggan. And the guy, I don't know, he called it a knit cap or something. And John came out and he was like, they don't know what a toboggan is. And I said, no, honey, they're trying to figure out where on the wall the sled was that you were asking for. Okay. Why isn't my already flavored non-fat yogurt 0? Okay, that one was a hard one for me because I love Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurt, and I was really, really hoping that it was going to be 0, but it's not. It's still 2 smart points. So I asked that question, because inquiring minds want to know. And, and thank you, Jackie says I look adorable in the hat. It's huge. It is absolutely huge. My husband, I don't know if he got it from somewhere, but anyway, so again, if it's going to be something, so if it's already, even though it's what I eat is unsweetened and it's non-fat, but because it's a flavored yogurt, it's considered to be, potential for a high abuse food. I'm not going to sit and eat 4 containers of that yogurt. But because I'm having such good success with my points, then you know what? Two's still not bad. 2's not bad, so I'm just counting my yogurt and I'm moving on. I've seen a ton of things, though, of you all today, and even some of you all here in the chat, of things that you've been adding to your plain, non-fat, unsweetened yogurt. I'm going to see some more of those because those look like really good ideas, and they would be, 0 points as long as you're adding 0 point things to them. Okay, then this one was a source of debate in the, we have a meatless meals group as well, and in the meatless meals group, they wanted to know, why didn't veggie burgers made from things like black beans and chickpeas, why didn't that go down? There again, they have extra things in them. If you're making your veggie burgers at home, if you know what's going in them, and it's literally just black beans and chickpeas and some no point seasonings and things like that, then sure, the points can go down. But a lot of the ones that are commercially prepared, the points are not going to go down because they have other things in them and because they're ground up. So sorry, they didn't. Yeah, yep, exactly. Debbie says they've got binders and fillers in them. So exactly right. Okay, can I attend a meeting free if I'm online only? In my opinion, yes. I've heard it from Weight Watchers International. I've heard it from Weight Watchers franchise owners that say, yes, if you will just please check in, if you'll check in and let them fill out their appropriate paperwork, that yes, you can attend one meeting for free, And you never know, you might like it. We've got several people on here that went just to get the materials, and to hear what they were talking about, and they've decided that they like it and they're going to stay. And I'm a big fan of meetings, so yes, in my opinion, you can, and you can tell them to call me.
One meeting for free after a product change.
Yes, it's one meeting, and thank you, Debbie, just clarified that. So it's one meeting for free after a product or a plan change. So yes, this is a plan change. So it's kind of like re-signing up for your health insurance. It has to be in an enrollment period. This is an enrollment period. So now you can go for one. Be sweet about it, though. Don't pitch a fit. Just be sweet about it when you go in and let them know that you would like to attend your one for free, and do fill out their paperwork, please. And somebody just did a frowny face, and I don't know what the frowny face was for, but let me know if you have a question that prompted the frowny face. Let me know, and we will try to answer it. And you all are talking a lot, but I don't see any questions, so I'm just going to keep talking. Okay, and Mary says, I hope you'll share more of Big and Nana's recipes. I will. So I actually, when we were cleaning out her apartment, I actually grabbed all of her handwritten recipe cards. So I'll be sharing more of those because obviously a lot of those are going to have lower points. Okay, are fit points affected? No, fit points are not affected. There was a rumor going around on the internet that you were supposed to use some of your fit points. I have no idea where that started, but y'all know not to believe everything you see on the internet, right? Even if it's something that I said, check it out. If it doesn't seem right, check it out. But yeah, fit points aren't affected at all. I mean, they want us to still get them. They want us to still earn them, but they were not affected. Jessica says, she's asking again, any tips on cooking for families? So yeah, I hide a lot of stuff. Seriously, and my husband's been eating tofu meat and ground crumbles, and I'm not saying y'all have to eat tofu, I'm not saying that at all, but I do hide a lot of things. He eats a lot of things that he just doesn't know what it is, so I don't know, I guess I'm a strong proponent of, don't ask, don't tell. If they don't ask you what's in it, I don't know why y'all are telling them what's in it. So, Casey, you're still there, right? So seriously, how many things have I fed you that later, you asked me later what was in it and then thought, okay, because you may or may not have even tried it. if you had been, if you had known what was in it. Okay, and Lacey says, what about the people that don't like a lot of the foods that are on the 0 points? Lacey, even though your app won't keep up with it, I understand, because one of my very dear friends, I don't think she's going to be able to do Freestyle, just because she really doesn't eat any vegetables. She really doesn't eat any fruit. She really doesn't eat, it's weird, she doesn't eat a lot of meat. She eats a lot of cheese. I hate to say it, but in her instance, I think she's probably going to have to stick with the old plan, even though I know her app is not going to update. She's just not, and I don't know how to explain it. She just doesn't eat vegetables or fruit, which makes me sad. But beans, do you like beans? Do you like corn? Do you like peas? Do you like, there has to be some things. There has to be some things on there, that you like. But, and it looks like Janice doesn't like a lot of the food. So I really, really, really would highly encourage you all to look at the entire list. Because I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving all the things that have been, that have been added. So I'd love to talk to you all later, not during the chat, because look what time it is. Let's see, it is already, it's already 8:53. But anyway, so I'd love to talk to y'all later about the 200, the 200 items that are on there, because surely to goodness we can find y'all something, that you like that's 0 points or, or low points. Okay. Will my points value go down? So I'm shocked y'all have not been talking about that yet. So we've been on here for 54 minutes and nobody has said, is my points value going to go down? So I know there are people on here who haven't attended a meeting yet, who don't know yet, but yeah, more than likely your points value is going to go down. Mine went down to 23 a day from 30, which sounds like a lot. And I had a couple of people over in the group that said, I lost 7 points a day. Okay, you didn't lose 7 points a day. They're just named something different. So, so my 23, I'm actually eating more food than I was eating before. But now it's just, it's called something different. So I'm not having to count my eggs, even though I'm tracking them. I'm not having to count beans. I got to add beans back in. I'm not having to count my, I'm not having to add my, I'm sorry, I just read Janice's comment or question, just sidetracked me. Janice said she read that ground turkey is not 0 points. Janice, it has to be 99% lean. It has to be 99% fat-free, and then yes, ma'am, it is 0 points. But yeah, so I'm not missing the 7 points at all. And as a matter of fact, now I'm having trouble eating my 23 points, just because of the, just because of the things that have gone to 0. Okay. Let's see. Can I eat 0 all day and then go wild? I literally got that question. Literally. Can I eat 0 points, 0 point foods? Can I eat that all day long and then go wild? Technically you could, but I'm just going to tell you, if you're eating 0 point foods all day, and you're eating it and you're getting enough food, you're eating food all day long, I don't think you're going to feel like it. I've been full. Have you stayed, Debbie, have you stayed full? Yeah.
Yeah.
And can y'all see how much my hand is shaking because it's cold? Anyway, so yeah, it's, I don't know. I think you're going to be full if you'll actually eat them. So, and now we've got a couple of people that just said, can you eat too many eggs? I don't know. How many is too many? Are you going to, 2, like I usually eat 1 egg and 1 egg white in the morning. So am I going to switch to 2 eggs? Maybe. Am I going to switch to 3 eggs? Probably not. Am I going to switch to 4, 5, 6 eggs? Yeah. No, I'm really not.
Realistically, I'm not going to eat a dozen eggs.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Debbie just said realistically, we're not going to be eating a dozen eggs. So, and Andrea says a bottle of wine is 23 points. So,
right.
So if you wanted to eat 0 point foods all day, and then I hope not have a bottle of wine, but you could enjoy some wine. You definitely could. Okay, do we lose our weeklies? No, we did not lose our weeklies. Your weeklies should have stayed exactly the same. And you use those just like you did before. You can use them, you can not use them, you can do, whatever you want to. But no, your weeklies should have stayed exactly the same. Okay, rollover points. What are rollover points? And I think that one went hand in hand with the with the did I lose, are we going to lose our weeklies, because people were confused about why we got to keep our weeklies and we got the rollover points. So I think we had a lot of, and I don't know the exact, I didn't know the exact reasoning behind it, but I think there were a lot of people that were hoarding food or hoarding points and not using them all week long, and kind of hoarding them and using until the end. Well, now I guess it just has a name, and the name is rollover points. But you're limited as to how many of them you can, that you can roll over. So each day, and we're going to get a musical interlude from Disney in the background. So that must mean that it's getting close to 9 o'clock, because the electric light parade is getting ready to go by. So y'all be able to hear that too. Okay, and so I'm sorry, I'm going to sidetrack for a second. Marcia just said, can we have plain popcorn for 0 points since corn is 0? No, you cannot have, that's two totally different kinds of corn. Corn on a cob believe it or not, is different than popcorn. Popcorn is not 0 points. Just corn on the cob, chopped corn, but no, not popcorn. That is not 0 points. Remember, that turns it into a snack food, and that turns it into a high abuse food. So, or a potential, for a high abuse food. Yeah, Erin's exactly right. She says popcorn is pointed because it's a good one and we can overeat. It is considered a high abuse food. So you might sit and eat, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seriously, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups of popcorn. But again, you're probably not going to sit and eat 2, 3, 4 ears of corn. So yeah, popcorn is not 0 smart points. Okay, so they're back on the rollovers. You can roll over up to 4 points a day, but you can only roll over 24 points, because you don't roll over on your weigh-in day. So my weigh-in day is on Tuesday. So if I don't use all of my points on Tuesday, I can roll over up to 4 of them on Wednesday. Then if I don't use all of my points on Wednesday, then I can roll over what I rolled over from Tuesday, and from Wednesday I can roll them over to Thursday, and so on and so forth up to 24. But you cannot roll over what you've gathered from Wednesday through onto your 7th day, which is your weigh-in day. I know that's a lot of math, so I'll show that to you on the blog. And again, we're technically on vacation this week, so I won't be doing that until next week, but when that goes on the blog, it'll be www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So, and Andrea says, I could eat 3 ears of corn. Yeah, I know I could eat 3 ears of corn too, but it's going to take you longer to eat 3 ears of corn, and you're probably going to stop, and you're probably going to have some other food with you, but 3 cups of popcorn, yeah, that could go out of control really fast. Okay. And we are getting really close to, or probably at 9 o'clock, and I have not fed Debbie or my husband yet. So I'm going to answer just a couple more things here live, and then y'all can still seriously keep asking your questions, and I'm more than happy to answer them. We've got a lot of questions about, will blogs be updated? So my blog is www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and for me personally, mine will be updated from the newest recipes back. So, and I'll be updating them to Freestyle Smart Points. I know Drizzle Me Skinny has already started on hers. I know Emily Bites has already started on hers. Skinny Taste has actually done a couple of updates. So they are, we're all updating them as quickly as we can. People that do this professionally will probably get done a lot, like Skinny Taste, will probably get done a lot quicker than I will. I'll be starting again from the new recipes and working my way backwards. It looks like we have all started calling them Freestyle Smart Points, or FSPs. And I think we all kind of had the same idea, the same great idea, at one time. But that's how you'll know that the recipes have been updated. Is if they say Freestyle Smart Points. So on mine, I'm going to leave them as, so like if it had Smart Points, it'll still say, like if it was 4 Smart Points or whatever, but then it'll have an update, and it'll tell you what day it was updated, and it'll say so-and-so, whatever number of FSPs or Freestyle Smart Points, so that you'll know that the recipe has been updated. And I think that sounds like what everybody else is going to do, but okay, so I know I didn't answer a whole lot of questions live because you all more than asking questions, you all were talking about a whole lot about frozen grapes, which is awesome. But keep asking the questions. Remember, I am going to, and Christine says, have a cup of Junior Mint hot cocoa and warm up. We're just hoping to have supper and warm up. Hopefully this thing's done over here, because remember, we had the can cooker. So the can cooker's been sitting here on the hot coals. Hopefully dinner is done. So, what was I even saying? Anyway, have a great week. Haven't decided yet whether or not I'm having a chat next Sunday night, because we will be driving back from vacation. But keep asking your questions, and I'll keep answering them as I can. And I'll definitely be answering them on the way back next week, because we'll have a 12-hour drive with nothing to do except for answer questions. So remember, if you were the 50th comment, you're going to get something, and I'm going to take everybody that made a comment, put you into a random drawing, and draw one of those, and I'll let you know in the next couple of days who that winner is. But 2 of y'all are going to get some pretty fun things. So, and thank you all. Y'all are saying congrats on the 50 chats. Thanks. I'm having a great time, and I'm kind of addicted to it now. But I'm going to let y'all go, because I know y'all have got better things to do, and the hand I'm holding the phone with, seriously, it's frozen. So everybody say good night to Debbie.
Good night, y'all.
Yep.
Nice to see everybody.
So she'll be Dusty this time. So instead of picking up Dusty and showing him to you, I'm showing y'all Debbie. But anyway, so y'all have a good evening, and we're going to go try to get warm. And thank you so much for being here. Yes, and I'll tell John what you said. But yes, thank you for being here, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.